Next up, we have To the Wilder from Death Stranding 2 on the Beach by Woodkid. Oh, this is Death Stranding soundtrack. So, once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, members get early access, artists, Woodkid, anybody else. I want to collab with you. I want to do Mongolian throat singing for you, you know, the good old kind of thing. I have a whole spiel for it at the end of the video, so stick around for that. Otherwise, disclaimers showing on your screen right now, so go ahead and pause the video if you want to read them. Otherwise, let's go ahead and do this. To the Wilder. Let's go. Okay, so we start with the Death Stranding baby. Don't ask. A Hideo Kojima game? Okay. I need the music. There we go. Okay, so we start with some strings. What? Yeah, this is Death Stranding, and this is also a theme in Death Stranding 1, yeah. So, we start with a beautiful set of chords from a string orchestra. So if we look at an orchestra, right? They're just giving us a couple of chords. Very, very beautiful. This is the image we usually use. So, if you look at your standard orchestra, this is the New England Conservatory, I believe, Philharmonic Orchestra. You can see everybody playing a violin, a viola, cello, or double bass. That is the string orchestra. This is always going to be the largest part of your ensemble. Then you have, you know, your woodwinds, your brass, your percussions, your harps, maybe pianos, that kind of thing. But the overwhelming majority are going to be your string orchestra, just because of how versatile these instruments are. So let's see, and yes, that's probably BB, the baby at the start, very much from Death Stranding. It's difficult to explain, so I won't. Go play the game instead. So let's see where this goes. So we're having the strings giving us. Oh! It's a song! Okay, so at first I thought this was going to be a piece, but it turns out it's a song. So let me explain the difference, right? So the difference between a song versus a piece, or a track, is that a song has lyrics, it has singing, and the lyrics and or singing are the driving force of the music, whereas a piece or a track is going to be dependent on what is called a motif. Motifs are your smallest versions of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. The most famous motif of all time, of course, being, and yes, I have a cool keyboard, it's even animated so you can see what I'm pressing, right? So we have the most famous motif of all time. That is it. That is the entirety of the motif, and yeah, Beethoven does an incredible work with that. However, the downside of motifs is that you have to develop them in so many ways. They're very temperamental. They're very jealous. They are impossible to deal with, right? It's one of those things that it's insane. It's insane how difficult they can be. So songs will be a little bit easier to compose because then you're mostly focusing on aspects like the lyrics and the accompaniment rather than having to focus on the billion other aspects that instrumental music will have you to do. So sad Kojima won't give us more Metal Gear. Don't even bring it up. I'm still so sad about Phantom Pain. Let's see where this goes. So we repeat the violins, and by the way, in this case, we're doing the song structure. We had a quick intro with the violins. Now we are in what sounds to be our first verse. Verse in music is going to be mainly going through as much text as possible. It's going to be lyrics over music. Then you're going to have other parts of it. Usually the big two of your songs is going to be your verse and your chorus. Chorus is going to be a lot more catchy, it's going to be a lot more melodic, more climactic, and it's going to be music over lyrics. Let's see where this goes.
If it's not love to let you leave again,
I really like his voice. Very nice. We repeat the strings again. And now what we've done with the verse is we have gone ahead and done a little bit of sequencing. So sequencing is the melody of the verse, right? So sequencing is when you take material and you repeat it just starting from a different point. So let's grab an example motif, right? So we have this C major. And if we sequence it, we're going to play that same melodic shape just from a different point. And it can be stepwise, leapwise, whatever you want, as long as you're just doing it from a different point. So let's say we have the original, sequenced, we're doing upwards stepwise motion. If we do the opposite, original, sequence down, stepwise motion, and then you can do leapwise motion, which is no more than a step away. So it could be like leaps. So that kind of thing. And there are so many ways. And what we did right now is that we turned it up. It could be that with this we're going to the pre-chorus or the chorus. Let me hear a bit more. Welcome to the The melody has changed a little bit, so no, so it's still the verse. It's still the verse. It's just the second half of the verse. Steve, welcome today. Joe, welcome today. How you doing? So now we are repeating the same thing with the violins, but we brought in a piano, a very subtle piano in the background. This is a beautiful arrangement. We bring this back, and again, the vocals are driving this forward. While the motif, by the way, the violins themselves, the strings, what they are doing, they are playing a motif, because the melody at the very high point, it is called a psi motif. Psi motif is just a note going downwards, and that being the motif. You can feel how dramatic those strings are. You know, that kind of thing, or that kind of slow one note down to another. That is called a psi motif. It's very, very dramatic, very useful for this kind of stuff. So, oh, that sucks, Joe. I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's when you learn how to build computers, because then you can fix it yourself. Anyway, let's see where it goes. Now we bring in the lower end of the strings as well. Oh, and we bring, I think, an acoustic guitar as well. Second half of the verse, very beautiful. I would say this is not the second half of the verse. This is the pre-chorus. Chorus, because it's not full-on chorus, but it's also not the verse. So I would say we did verse 2 and then pre-chorus number 2. Usually you want the pre-chorus to be followed by the chorus, but in this case it allows us to delay the climax a little bit more, and it adds more to the tension. This is something that technically we could call a deceptive resolution. We were expecting to go from verse to pre-chorus to chorus, but we went back to the verse, engaging in it just not going exactly where we were expecting to go. So it's good to build up even more. Let's see where it goes. There's our chorus. Chorus 1. Very nice and slow. And I think we're now bringing this really beautiful. So we're having still those violins very high up, giving us a beautiful ceiling. We have the lowest lows keeping that ground, and in between we're starting to play some scales up and down. This is giving me goosebumps. Up, giving us a little bit of extra counterpoint. I think I hear a French horn. Not entirely sure. Let me hear a bit more. Okay, it's the violas with some of the woodwinds. I think it's the violas with maybe the flutes being played low. Very, very beautiful. By the way, when you have more than one instrument playing the same thing at the same time, it's called a doubling, as in double. Let me put it down here. So doubling is when you have more than one instrument playing the same thing at the same time. Let's see where this goes. He has a very smooth voice. We're slowly adding more drama. More drama. Oh. We bring now the new verse number 3. So let me just mark this one here. Now we are in verse number 3. What did we introduce? Percussion. We bring in the bass drum is virtual, and then we have what sounds to be a modified snare drum to give us a little bit of a march. Orchestration, instrumentation, by the way, orchestration being a very important thing because it's picking the right instruments for the right reasons, for the right sound, and also for the right psychological response. In the case of a snare drum, snare drums, if you look at a snare drum, this one, it is this really, really interesting drum that has these... This is one of the things I hate about music. You see these little chains at the bottom? They are called wires, but basically it's what gives the drum this very sharp and short sound. And the reason, and one of the reasons, one of the things snare drums are associated with is, especially in the orchestral sense and historically, is marching. It wasn't until very recently, in the past 100 years, that you got yourself the band where you have a snare drum being part of the drum kit. Usually when the snare is alone, you associate that with the idea of marching. And what is Death Stranding about? Walking. I mean, there's also transport and everything, but a good chunk of the game is doing that. Very, very beautiful, and it sounds like the snare drum is a little bit modified because it's either more than one snare drum or the snare drum has some sort of modification to it because it sounds a little bit different. So very, very beautiful. Let's see where this goes. Oh, I see what's going on. So we have the snare drums playing a little bit of rhythm, and then we have something else. It sounds like a it sounds like an aluminum garbage can being hit. That's what it sounds like. That percussion sounds like it. It could be a muted cymbal, a muted drum in some way. It's modified in a certain way. That's one of the things about orchestral percussion. You can put pretty much anything you want. So yeah, if you've ever watched wrestling, like, you know, the WWE or that kind of stuff, and you ever see them pick up one of the like trash bag, a garbage can, like those metal garbage cans, and they hit somebody with it, that's the sound we're getting with this. So, drum kits themselves are 20th century invention, mostly. Like, there have been historically drum kits, but they usually would be like either war drums, or they would be a different set of drums than what we have right now. A drum kit is very much a modern invention. Amonor, welcome today. How you doing? So, yes, we're having this. I don't think it's hitting the snare really hard. There's so many ways you could get that sound. I highly doubt that they grabbed a like aluminium garbage trash can and they were just slapping it. There are many ways you can get these sounds. So yeah, let's see where this goes. Let's see what else is going on here. So yeah, the violin's still doing the same. We're slowly introducing more of the instruments. Pre-chorus. Pre-chorus 3. Chorus 2. Oh. And you can hear how beautiful the chorus melody is. His voice is incredible. I really, really like his voice. It's really difficult to find a tenor like this still having a manly voice, because that's one of the risks of being a tenor, being on the higher range of men. Because, by the way, the higher range of men is called a tenor. The lower range is called a bass. There is a middle ground, which is called a baritone. I am a baritone. I have a good chunk of the range of the tenor, a good chunk of the range of the bass. And one of the challenges of tenors is that it's very easy to hit those high notes and not sound masculine. However, this guy is really doing a really good job. Like, Woodkid is doing an insanely good job at hitting those high notes and still having that voice being soothing, smooth, yet still very masculine. So giving you that sense of the masculine protector kind of thing. This is really cool. Let's see where it goes. Very climactic melody. And something else that this has right now is the difference melodically between the verse and the chorus. The verse was very much done mostly in what is called stepwise motion. Stepwise motion is that you're playing your scale. Let's say, let me maybe give you an example, right? We're going to do the C major scale as usual. So we have C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, and B, then back to C. Stepwise motion would be we only go to the note that is immediately after it. Immediately after. So C to D or C to B, that is stepwise motion. And that is what most of the verse was doing. We weren't going that far off. So if I bring up my piano over here, a melody in C, and we were keeping it fairly constricted, right? So that kind of thing, whereas the chorus is going mostly in leapwise motion. Leapwise means you're doing more further away than a step. In this case, you know, it's we're going very dramatic, right? Like we're going that kind of thing. We're going very, very high, very much unleashing the music. And that's one of the things I love about choruses, how climactic they can be. This is so nicely done. So let's see where this goes. And another thing to note, the violins, they're no longer doing the sine motif during the chorus, they're now going upwards. It's more uplifting. Man, this is incredible. Let's see where it goes. What's up, Belly? Do you wear other color clothes? Has it always been black? No. Not in public, at least. Like, I have, I have a green pajama shirt and, like, a gray pajama shirt. I have a couple of, like, jerseys of, like, Bayern Munich, because I like Bayern Munich. Other than that, yeah, no, I have black. It's all black clothes. I do have I have a suit. I have a suit, and that one has white. So, yeah, unless it's a super special moment, yeah. I only wear white for extremely special moments. So, yeah. Let's see. Pinkbeard stream when? 10 billion Twitch subs. There you go. All right, let's see where this goes. Oh, very beautiful melody. Now... Oh, this is beautiful. So now we're doing an instrumental version of the chorus. So we're catching up because we had kind of like a dead going on because we had verse 1, pre-chorus 1. We didn't go to chorus 1 until after the second verse. So now we're having chorus 3, but this one is instrumental. We're doing an instrumental version of the chorus, just really letting you absorb the beautiful orchestration we have going on over here. Can you think of a song that would not have a chorus? Instrumental music in forms that are beyond song. There are probably songs that don't have choruses. They're probably going to be written under a more classical form. For example, if you listen to most songs written by Schubert, he wrote something like 1,000 songs, and a good song and a good chunk of them do not have this same structure of chorus and verse. This is more of a modern thing. Most songs will be more like just poems put to music. For example, there are two songs I can think of that have this. Usually these are more progressive. There's my favorite ones by him is Der Doppelganger. I don't know if I think it's Doppelganger. Doppelganger, that's one of them, and the other one, Die Erlkönig. These two by Schubert, really, really good songs, and they don't really follow the the verse chorus. Like every opera out there does not follow the structure of verse chorus. These are more texts put to music, usually like stories or poems, that kind of thing. If you listen to Die Erlkönig, it is a story being told of a father riding a horse over to somewhere and Die Erlkönig killing his child. Der Doppelganger is a poem about a guy who is walking home and he sees himself in the house, and he starts yelling like, you doppelganger, how dare you take my wife, kind of thing. So in the more classical genre, you will see songs without the concept of intro, verse, chorus kind of thing. It's going to be more just lyrics just text put to music. A very different approach to what we have now, definitely. Let's see where this goes. And we include bells as well. Ooh, welcome back, Nutty. So yes, now we're hearing the same stuff we had before. Ooh. So now we have a new one over here. I guess we could call this a bridge. The vibe hasn't changed too much, but this is different than the verse, pre-chorus, or the chorus. The melody is going down, more resolute. Let's see where this goes. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Sequencing. There we go. And we bring this melody. Oh, very beautiful. And I think... Oh, this is beautiful. Kind of like an out... Yeah, this is the outro. Bridge/outro. Oh, no, now we have the outro. There we go. We scale it down. We bring in the arpeggios again from the start. We just completely take down the scale to what sounds to be a guitar and a piano, which, again, instrumentation, orchestration, I have goosebumps from this. Instrumentation, orchestration, piano, guitar, these two instruments are very much associated with the individual. And in the case of a guitar, for example, an acoustic guitar, that is going to be associated with moments of emotional intimacy. So, what is this game? This is Death Stranding. The second one came out this year. I played the first one. I loved it. I love Kojima. I love Kojima. He's always such a trippy creator. And yes, let's just see how it ends. Let me just see. It's slowing down. And we end it with a half cadence. Okay, so we have this moment of bringing this back down, and we end it with a half cadence. So a half cadence let me bring. So this is the structure overall. When you're making music, you're doing one of two things: you are building tension, or you're resolving the tension. Point in between we call a cadence. Now, what I just mentioned is called a half cadence. A half cadence is what happens when you build tension and you don't resolve it on the current section. This is something usually for the purposes of resolving it in the following section. I do this, by the way. I've done this because it helps you keep things in motion. Self-promotion time, I guess, because I do this in two of my songs. If you listen, an example I have is if you listen to my song Second Conquest by myself. Warning, this is orchestral melodic death metal with Mongolian throat singing, so it's very intense. But if you listen to the ending of Second Conquest, it will end with a half cadence. That then, if you immediately after play my song as we march, it gets resolved immediately after. Half cadence builds into Second Conquest, and then the cadence, the tension is built, the cadence stops halfway, and it gets resolved in As We March at the start of the next song. Very, very common way for musicians to just build pace like that, especially in between pieces. And there you go. That was To the Wilder by Woodkid from the Death Stranding 2 On the Beach soundtrack. What a beautiful song that was. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, if we somehow hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube before Christmas of 2025, I will take a single fan fiction of the choice of the community, whatever y'all want, and I will fully produce, record, and voice act an audiobook for it. We also have a member who offered to do a Discord Nitro giveaway. We might do more giveaways. If you want to contribute to it, or if you have any other ideas for building this hype, just let me know. We'll make as much of it happen as possible. This has to be achieved via legitimate and honest means only. No account duping, no botting, no buying followers, no alting, no rat behaviors like that. Go instead, share the videos with your friends, with your families, with your family's friends, with your friends' families. Those are two distinct concepts, by the way. Go use the hype function on YouTube. Go share this with all your communities online or offline. Go spread the word. Yes, artists, Woodkid or any other artist on YouTube. If you want any of my musical skills, whether that is with guitars, shredding or accompaniment, Mongolian throat singing, the good old kind of thing, or voice acting or singing or help with composition, anything like that, just reach out, let me know, and we'll figure something out. And if you're in the audience and you know any musicians that could benefit from my skills, let them know. Please do not harass anyone. Please do not spam anyone. Don't be a rat about it. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, regardless of the tier that you're in, you get access to the videos for the week, at least for the LFAs. So become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I will be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, check the pinned comment on this video. It has the instructions on how to request offline. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you are not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in the Discord and Twitch, both linked down below. So if you live in, let me just bring another town. If you live in Porto Side in Brazil and you're like, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Do not worry. Just check out the Discord or Twitch, both linked down below, and they both have the schedule showing in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel. We have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games Are Bastard. That's where I put the video game after show recordings when they happen. They get recorded in the live stream along with the LFAs or whatever we're doing, and then the recordings go onto the channel. We've been playing recently Silent Hill F. We've played Vintage Story. We have such a massive list of games to play because I have a lot to catch up with. So come hang out. It's good stuff. Link down below, or just search on YouTube. Same username as James R. Basterd. Just swap the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah. There you go. That was To the Wilder, Woodkid, Death Stranding 2. That was awesome, dude. That was really, really good. Good stuff, good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.